Today, Mitt Romney, the man who wants to replace Barack Obama in the White House, chose a youthful congressman with sharp hair and a sharp intellect as his running mate. Paul Ryan has led calls for big spending cuts and tax cuts. He's backed by the Tea Party, but unlike Sarah Palin 4 years ago, he doesn't frighten the hell out of the Republican establishment. On Twitter today, someone called Rupert Murdoch called him near perfect. Well, less perfect was Mr. Romney's announcement of his big choice. The venue, the naval base in Norfolk, Virginia, launch pad for America's global power. The music, the theme track for Air Force One. The movie, not the plane. The stage is set for one of the biggest announcements of any presidential race.
Wow, what a welcome. Thank you so much, Virginia.
Who will be Mitt Romney's running mate? After months of speculation, the decision is upon us. Few words are needed, but they do need to be right.
Join me in welcoming the next president of the United States, Paul Ryan.
Did he just say president? The crowd appears to be oblivious. The man who's hoping to be vice president appears to be oblivious. The music soldiers on. But then Mitt marches back on stage to correct his gaffe. It's not the first time this has happened.
Every now and then I'm known to make a mistake. I did not make a mistake with this guy. But I can tell you this, he's going to be the next vice president of the United States.
Well, now at least we have that straight. You've probably never heard of the 42-year-old congressman from Wisconsin, but in Republican circles, he's become a star.
We spend way more money than we take in.
He heads the influential House Budget Committee. He's proven to be a thorn of Barack Obama's side. He is fiscally but not socially conservative. And in an election dominated by petty insults, he is refreshing for fielding actual ideas, bold ones that conservatives love and liberals hate.
This is the path to prosperity.
Paul Ryan rose to prominence in 2011 when he tabled the Path to Prosperity, an alternative and radical budget which proposed slashing America's crippling debt by $6 trillion in a decade. It involved downsizing some of the sacred cows of spending, like health insurance for the elderly, an important safety net in a society that has few. This prompted President Obama to denounce Ryan as uncaring and divisive. Remember her?
You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
Choosing Sarah Palin 4 years ago as a running mate, now that was a bold move that turned out to be reckless. The same cannot be said for Paul Ryan. He may look like another clean-cut white guy, and yet Ryan does represent a bit of a gamble, especially for the instinctively cautious Mitt Romney. He draws clear ideological battle lines with the administration. It could be dangerously divisive. He doesn't need an auto-cue to mouth his ideas. And although Romney and Ryan look almost like father and son sharing the same hairdresser, there's always the danger that the younger could upstage the elder. The ship they were speaking next to is also a hint. The USS Wisconsin, named after the state Ryan has represented in Congress for 14 years. It changes sides in elections, and Romney could do with winning it if he wants to capture the White House. The last time a vice presidential pick made the difference between victory and defeat was arguably in 1960, when Lyndon Johnson swung Texas and thus the election for JFK. The same could happen again, we just don't know. What we do know is that the battle lines have now been drawn. The issue dominating this election is how best to reboot America Inc. and stop the decline. And Democrats and Republicans now offer radically different visions of how to achieve this. So, let the American games begin.